All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to today's live stream. What I have in my hand is a measuring stick and the different ways to measure some things, right? And then this specific stick, you will have centimeters in one end and inches in the other hand. And in the end, yeah, what very often happens is that it equates to the same length. And this is also the topic kind of today, of today's live stream, because no matter how you gain your skills, what actually counts are the skills. And if you gain that by university, if you gain that by any other means, that really doesn't matter. But first, let me see that people are joining here can see that. Give me a quick thumbs up or give me a quick like so I can see that we're actually live and that you can see and hear me. And then we'll jump right into that. I'll also quickly tag everyone here in the Facebook group so they know we are live. Okay, let's jump into it. We'll talk about all the ways how you can learn programming. We'll explore a little bit the pros and cons of that. Yeah, we'll find out which one is the best for you. Let me quickly also type that here. Because everybody's different, everybody's life situation is different, and how should I say, a path or an approach that works for one person might not work for somebody else. At everyone here, cool. So everybody should be knowing that we're live. So it is a very individual thing, and also, I mean, that's my business nowadays, realistically, because if you're 18 years old, just go to school. Don't fuck around. Go to school, learn something. But if you are of advanced age, you're 20, you're 30, you're 40, then your life situation is much different than the one of another 30-year-old. So now I see people joining here. So this is an interactive kind of thing. We're live. I'm always interested in what is your approach. What are you currently doing? What have you been doing so far? Write it in the chat down below. I can see it over here, and I'll go into it. Yeah, what have you been doing? Do you learn by tutorials? Do you watch YouTube? Are you enrolled in some university course? Do you do a computer science master's degree? Are you thinking about joining a bootcamp? Have you already joined a bootcamp? Whatever it is, let me know where you're currently at so we can adapt to what we have prepared here a little bit for you. And yeah, we'll go from there. So you're watching this, probably watching this because you're interested. Okay, what is the best option to learn? And as I said before, there is no best thing for everybody. That's one thing that you need to be aware of, and also you need to know what your what your goal is, because depending on what you're trying to achieve, your path will be different. Is your main goal just to get a software engineering job? Okay. Is it just to be extremely efficient when learning? Maybe you are enrolled in university and you just have trouble learning the stuff. Is your goal that you want to be a researcher of some sort? You want to work at the university? Then the path is again, it's going to be different. So let me know what your situation is, and we'll take it from there. The idea here is that after this live class, you know exactly what the best option for you should be. And the goal here is that after this live stream, you can just make a well-informed decision on what your next step should actually be, so you can make real progress. So today's live class, this is for you if you yesterday decided you want to learn programming and you don't know which direction you should take. But this is also interesting for you if you're already on a path, if you have been doing it for some time and you feel like, hey, this is not working out, this is not going as I planned it. So you find out, okay, what might be the options for you here. Please stay to the end. Yeah, we'll go into detail today. But the other thing is really, I'm sitting here, I'm doing this for you. This is really only for you if you are somebody that takes action. So after this live class, you will know what to do, and then you need to go out, do it. If you just watch me because you're bored, that's fine. Okay, But if you just sit back after this life class and do nothing, yeah, then nothing will happen. I mean, enjoy the entertainment if you want, but realistically, if you want something to change in your life, change in your approach, if you want to become a programmer and be good at that, you need to do something. So today we'll have a close look at boot camps, at university courses, doing it just by yourself, guerrilla style. Um, and all of those things are valid approaches, but they're also only valid if they fit you as a person, if they fit your current situation, and if they fit your goals. Because you're probably not going to quit your current job and be without income for 5 years to do a full bachelor's and master's degree at university. Maybe you are. I mean, if you can afford it, maybe. But most people cannot. So if you're ready to dig in deeper, leave a quick message. Let me know in the chat that you're hyped. Let's put the algorithm a little up so more people can see the live stream, and we'll get into it. For those people that haven't been part of this wonderful thing here, of those live streams, maybe you don't know about me. I'll tell you a little bit about me, so that's always a good thing. I started programming many moons ago, here in the late 90s. I was all by myself. I was without YouTube. I was without Google because, yeah, they didn't exist yet. And then I was learning for a long time by myself, and then very much later in my life, also decided to go to the university, and I did get a bachelor's degree, did get a master's degree. It took me 5 years. And at that point, I really didn't attend the lectures much because I wasn't really learning new things there. So fast forward a few years, I've been a software engineer now for about 15 years professionally. And the reality of things is you learn the most, the most skills you acquire when you're in an actual job. Everybody knows that you have started a job and you learned how the job works while you were doing the job. Problem is, of course, you don't start out being that. So if you have never touched some code before, you're not gonna get a software engineering job. Also, just as a quick side note here, I got my first software engineering job before I got my bachelor's degree. So really, just off the bat, you need to understand that having a university certificate, having a degree of some sort, is absolutely no requirement to be a good programmer. Because there is no best option, and I've been now, like, I realized that we've been working with my mentoring program for past 5 years now, and I see how different people are, how different life situations are. Just people like think a little differently. Some people have 5 kids, some people have a job at the airport, some people have office jobs. It's all over the place, and all of those situations require different approaches. And yeah, it's the life situation that really plays into that. So we can see here in the chat a few people have been just trying by themselves and doing YouTube. That's okay. We'll talk about that. What is important at this point is that if you pick a path, you say, hey, I'm going to go university. I'm going to go to a boot camp. And that path that you picked does not fit you, does not fit your life situation, there is basically a 100% chance that you will lose motivation about the process. The process is a long process. And if you lose motivation, then you will give up. And if you give up, then it's all for nothing and you don't end up where you planned on going in the first place. This is very important. So if you are already enrolled in something and it doesn't work out, many people get the idea, ah, shit, I'm too stupid. The reality of things is they just picked the wrong way of going about it. Some people like to go with the bus, some people like to go with planes, some people like to ride a bicycle. And for one person, riding a bicycle is like the perfect way of getting around. And he's very happy and he keeps doing that. And somebody else hates bicycling and would be much happier in a car. And he just took the wrong path. So be aware of that. Okay, let's start out. Let's talk about the things that we actually have on the list here. Universities, big one first right off the bat. Universities exist now for thousands of years, and they, like, it's a good idea, right? So the idea was to bring education to the people. That's okay. And with university degrees, you can go a myriad of ways. Yeah, you can just do computer science. Sometimes you have something like applied computer science. You have what's that called? Like bioinformatics. You have all those weird niche things that you can subscribe to in a university. And if you do something like you have in the University of Vienna here, you have media informatics, you have economics and informatics, all of those kind of things. And really, nobody really knows what you're gonna be learning here. Huh? Okay, and it doesn't matter. What is really obvious is that it will, at minimum, it doesn't matter which country you're in, take 3 years for the bachelor's and another minimum of 2 years for the master's. And let me be real, those, if you are in a position or somebody cares about a degree, you need a master's degree. Yeah, if you want to be taken seriously. So in the best case scenario, you live in Europe and you can attend for free, and it will just take you 5 years, and you get your diploma. Slightly worse case, you're in the United States, for example, it will also take you 5 years, but it will also take you a ton of money. Okay, and I'm not saying that university is a bad idea. Don't get me wrong. Okay, but that is for people that have time, right? So if you're 18 years old and you have no responsibilities, maybe you live at home and you just you have nothing to do, you have no family, whatever, go to university. Go and see what you can learn. And do it. But only do it if you are a fan of the school system. Yeah, if you're like, hey, what you've been doing in school. You're 18 years old. You've probably been in school. Maybe you are in school. What I mean by that is that you learn a lot, right? You try to memorize it all, and then you spit it out a few later on a test, and then you do this rinse and repeat for 5 years. If you like that approach in school, you like it at university. I personally didn't like that. I went to school, I went to university, I hated that approach. So this is like the first indication if you should go to some kind of university situation or not. What is important to note here, that a guarantee doesn't exist. You have a degree, okay. This doesn't know if this doesn't show if somebody is actually capable. Because I know that from 20 people graduated that year with me. 50% of those don't have a software engineering job because they have a certificate, but they don't have the skill to get or hold a related job. So there is no easy, I'll just get my certificate and then Mr. Jobman is just hand me over a job. That's really not how it works. And so in conclusion, let's conclude this for a second. University is for you and can be the way for you if you have a lot of time and no responsibilities, at least for the next 5 years. University is also going to be great if you want to become like a theoretical computer scientist, a researcher. Then definitely go to university. This is what you need to do. On the other hand, let's talk about something that I don't like. Maybe those people that know me already know that. But boot camps. What can we say about boot camps? Boot camps have very good marketing, always. In stark contrast to university, they have like this straightforward, easy to understand thing. Become a full stack developer in 3 months. Okay, right? This is to the point. The cost of that experience is somewhere around 5 to maybe 15,000 euros. And it seems like, okay, quick shortcut to success. I'm just gonna insert some money and then I come out of the whole situation with a job. Sometimes. Okay. But you need to be aware of that a boot camp is named boot camp because it is exactly that. It's like a full-time, high-pressure environment where it's like, go, 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 fight. And the idea is to try to feed you as much information as possible in the shortest amount of time. Okay, so that's the whole idea. And the problem with that is what I've seen, because we have clients that have been to boot camps and were not successful there. Those boot camps, they try to basically quickly give you a guided tour of a lot of things. So you have 1 week of HTML, then a little bit of CSS, then a little bit of JavaScript, then a little bit of front-end stuff, then a little bit of database, then a little bit of backend, and blah, 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 blah. You're all over the place. And it's like a very quick tour. And you better be ready to keep up, because the next week you'll have something completely different on your plate. So if high speed, high pressure, if that's appealing to you, then it might be for you. And the good thing about that is you only have to survive without a job for a few months, maybe a year, and you have some savings, you can probably manage that. Fine. But you really need to like that, like you gotta have that grind mindset here. There are still a few things that you need to be aware of. And this is really, if you take one thing from this session here today, pretty please, if you're considering a bootcamp, doesn't matter which one, you need to have a very, very close look at who your teachers will be. And that doesn't mean the people on the homepage, but really investigate who you are gonna be talking to, who will you be interacting with. Okay, because I've seen it many times that the teachers, teaching assistant, tutors, whatever you call them in boot camps, are just people that finished that exact boot camp 2 months ago. Do you see an issue there? Because I definitely see an issue there. How in the world can somebody that just graduated a boot camp, somebody that has never written one line of production code in his life, help you how to write and understand production code? It's just a blind leading the blind. And I'm not, that's important. I'm not saying that all boot camps are like that, but I've seen many, our clients have been in many different ones, and you see this a lot. So pretty please do yourself a favor before you plonk down a bunch of money. See who, like, figure out who you're actually going to be talking to. Because somebody that has just done a boot camp and has never worked as a software engineer can help you get through the boot camp, but they cannot prepare you for the real world because they haven't been in it. Okay. Other things in the boot camp, of course, you'll be in a cohort of 30 people or so. Those people will have all different backgrounds. Somebody come in from some non-tech related job, they've been working at the airport, and some other people come in with 5 years of IT background experience. The problem here is it's very hard to get the speed right for 30 people. The beginners will just be sweating tears and blood, trying not to drown. People with experience will be a little bit bored. So that's also a discrepancy. You can't really move 30 people at the same speed because they're different. And last but not least, I mean, I like to shit on boot camps. Pardon me, but the experience that we made was not very great. The biggest gripe with boot camps is really that they try to do too much in a too short amount of time. Because learning is looking at stuff, trying it out, and reflecting on things. Specifically when you learn a new concept. And the bootcamp can give you a quick overview of all the things. But then you, additionally to that high pressure environment, you need to double down and spend more time applying those things by yourself. And really, you don't need to know all the things. You need to know a few things very well. And this is what bootcamps kind of get wrong. But it still might be for you. If you have like 15K in your bank and you can spend that even if you don't work for a few months, then that's fine. You need that anyways. And if you are the type of grind mindset, let's go, high pressure environment, I'll do the thing, I'll spend some extra effort on top of the thing, then bootcamp is for you. Definitely. What else do we have? Let's look at option number 3. You just go rogue. You do it by yourself. Good things first. That doesn't cost any money. All the information that you will ever need to be a software engineer is for free, is online. There is no secret paywall anywhere. Okay. You just pay with your time, and that's really a valid approach if you're not in a hurry. Because slowly, over time, you'll figure out where to find the information. You'll figure out how to find the information. You'll figure out how to ask questions. And you just have that golden benefit that you can concern yourself with one concept for a long time. And that in turn is really what creates deep knowledge. Downside is, of course, you have basically no guidance. And if you took part in one of the previous live streams that we did, we talked a little bit in detail about that. Not to worry, those things can be overcome if you give it enough time, if you give it enough effort. But you should be prepared for a few things, and you should be aware of a few things, because all of the people that have been doing it by themselves, not all of them, but many of them fall into that specific trap. Pretty please, do yourself a favor. Don't join any self-help groups. Okay? Again, if you do this by yourself, this is key. Yeah. Because what is a self-help group? It's full of beginners giving advice to beginners. And of course, most of them have absolutely no idea what they are talking about. Right? Because like, why would you if you're a software engineer, you will not hang around for free in some kind of group chat for beginners. Yeah, you have other things to do. You're actually programming, living the good life, and making money. Yeah? So it's just full of people that haven't worked in the field. So they have no idea what they're talking about. So it's your task then to kind of filter out the gold nuggets from all the noise. That's exceptionally hard. So if somebody offers you to join a study WhatsApp group, a Discord channel, ignore those. Pretty please, trust me. I've been in those. My clients have been in those, and they never really work out well. Yeah, and they will cost you more time and energy for basically no outcome. It has happened to everybody. If you've been in such a group, let me know. Send me a quick message. But it doesn't pan out. If you want to learn from somebody, you need to learn from somebody that is doing the thing. Right? If you want to learn how to software engineer, you should learn from a software engineer and not some random dude in a Discord channel trying to figure it out. Yeah, I mean, it makes sense. And trust me, you will waste time if you try this. So how do you go about this? If you are alone, you have all the time in the world, and you don't want to spend any money, this is definitely for you if you have a lot of time. Okay, so let's assume you have a lot of time. But the second thing that you need is a method to keep you motivated for a few years, which is usually one of the harder parts, because you can do it by yourself. I did it by myself, right? Took me 10 years, but it's possible if you keep motivated. This is the harder part. And if you're super determined and you really, really want to do it, but you just don't have the money, okay, then that's your option. You got to do it that way. And of course, number 3, in the end, if you want to actually understand what you're doing and not just have a surface level understanding of all the things, then this is also for you. This is now not specifically tied to doing it alone, but this is tied to giving yourself time to understand things, which is important. Because if you see one concept once and you kind of feel like you understand it, but if you don't apply it, you really don't understand it. So learning takes time. Even if the boot can promise you that can be accelerated, that there's a magic button that you can force feed information into your brain like they do in the Matrix, that's not how brains work. It just isn't. Let's quickly summarize those 3 approaches. You go to university. Please do. If you have 5 years, and if you're in the United States or whatever, you're ready to take on some debt, or your goal is to become some scientist working in some kind of research, then you go to university. You go to a boot camp if you have the grind mindset and you like fast-paced, high pressure, balls to the wall kind of thing. And on top of that, you're even ready to double down and get your shit done and blah, 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 right? If you're that type of guy, bootcamp might work for you. Of course, if you figure out that it's a good bootcamp, it's not some kind of blind leading the blind situation. You do it yourself if you have even more time and you just don't want to, or you cannot afford to spend any money, right? So those are really those three options that exist. Uh, and I have a personal problem with that. So this is really also the point where we tell you a little bit about what we do with my clients. Because what I was missing here is a middle of the road approach. So tell you what I do with my clients. It might be an interesting option for you if you also feel like, okay, those three things that we just talked about, yeah, they none of them really they don't really get me excited. I developed my mentoring program because I saw just a few things missing with the approaches that we just talked about. Some reasonable middle of the road approach that is feasible for people who want to learn programming without quitting the current job and also without it taking years to get some result. And the thing is, people have individual needs, they have individual life situations, and they just learn differently. And if we match up all of those factors, we can laser focus on what you specifically should spend your time on and assess what you need to do and when to do it and in what order to do it and so on. And I always compare myself. Yeah, I mean, some kind of movie star, Vin Diesel. Do you really think that Vin Diesel has his body because he found the cucumber diet and some workout routines on YouTube? Probably not, because he has a personal trainer that makes sure every day of the week that he does everything to get him closer to his body goal. So what he eats, how he sleeps, how he works out, specifically for him. And that's basically what we do. That's what we have been doing for the past 5 years for program. Right? This is what we've been doing for a living. That's what I've been doing for a living, and my coaches do. And it basically looks like this. At first, we look at your current situation. Okay, what's going on in your end? Are you an absolute beginner? Cool. Do you have some experience? Did you program a little bit? Maybe you have your system administrator. They've been working with servers. Maybe you are a project manager. You've been working with software and the software development process, but not the actual code, right? We look at your life situation. How much time can you actually realistically spend learning? What specific goals do you have? Where do you even want to go? So we find out, okay, you're a project manager, you have 5 hours a week, and you want to build your own game, whatever, right? From that, if we know all of those factors, we can actually develop a step-by-step plan on how to get you there effectively. Right? And with that plan and our help, every step along the way, you'll always know what to do, when to do it. So if you think that is interesting for you, and you want me or one of my coaches to have a closer look at your situation and just find out if it would be a good match to work together, right? Maybe we can help you. Maybe we can't. Sometimes we find out in those kind of conversations, hey, what you're trying to do is interesting, but we can't help you with that. That's also okay. It's for free. Just write get started in the chat now or in the comments down below, and I'll send you a quick personal message. We'll have a quick conversation to see what the situation is, if it makes sense to potentially work together, and if that's the case, we'll just schedule a quick meeting, right? Have a little conversation about the details, and then either we start working together or we don't. It doesn't really matter. So if that's interesting to you, you just need to leave a little comment, or you can send me a DM as well. I answer all of my DMs with this little computer here. Might take a day because I get a lot of messages, but we'll make it work. So if you want to do it properly, if you want to do it in your own time, and if you feel like boot camps and universities and doing by yourself is not for you, consider this. See what we got for you. I'm doing this because I've seen so many people. They want to learn programming. They have motivation. They start. They go out into the world and start their shit. And at some point they give up. And it's not because programming is hard, but because there is no clear guidance on what to do and when to do it. And it's just extremely hard to figure out all of this by yourself. It's even extremely hard to figure out what are even the relevant skills. What topics do you need to learn? And so many people have quit for all the wrong reasons. And this annoys me. So if you want some help always reach out to me. I am here to help you, my friends. Even if we find out that it doesn't make sense to work together, I'll give you personalized advice so you can do it by yourself in the most efficient way, right? So I'm always here for you. Meet me in the DMs, meet me in the chat. Thank you for watching today. Until next time, we'll do this regularly now, of course. Any questions that you have, just send me a message. I'm here to talk to you. Have a good evening, good afternoon, wherever you are.